Mhm. Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Can we start?
Ya, boleh?
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wabihi nasta'ina ala umuri dunya wa din. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Our presenter, Yang Mulia Dr. Siti Nur Idayu binti Haji Matusin, Acting Deputy Dean, Faculty of Halal Science and Sustainable Tourism, University Islam Sultan Sharif Ali. Participants for this program Khidmat Akademik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all of you. Without further delay, let's start our program with the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with our program, let me share our presenter's profile. Dr. Siti Nur Idayu Haji Matusin currently serves as both Acting Deputy Dean at the Faculty of Halal Science and Sustainable Tourism and Head of Sustainability Unit at the Center for Strategic Development and Sustainability, University Islam Sultan Sharif Ali UNISA. Trained in biomedical science, her academic and research pursuits focus on the integration of Islamic principles with scientific and technological innovation, particularly within the framework of Halalan Tayyiban. Her scholarly interests encompass cancer genomics, translational research, agri-biomedicine, halal quality assurance, smart innovation, among others. She is passionate about promoting multidisciplinary collaboration that bridge Islamic ethics, modern science, and sustainability in advancing the halal industry. At UNISA, Dr. Siti Nur Idayu plays an active role in curriculum development, student innovation projects, and industry engagement initiatives that strengthen the link between academia and the halal sector. She has also led and contributed to institutional research projects. Now, we would like to invite our presenter, Yang Mulia Dr. Siti Nur Idayu binti Haji Matusin, Acting Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Halal Science and Sustainable Tourism, UNISA, to begin her presentation with the title Smart Halal Packaging and Recycling Packaging, Innovation in Quality Assurance. If you have any question for our presenter, you may give your questions in the chat box. Inshallah, I will read it during the question and answer later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Yang Mulia Moderator. I will share my screen first. Right. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. If there is any problem during my presentation, please do let me know so that I can stop anytime. Right. Before I begin, usually I started my presentation with a monologue. So with regards to this title, I believe it is safe to say that in the near future, every halal product that we hold, from food products to non-food products such as cosmetics, will carry a digital identity. So with a single scan, consumers will be able to trace the halal certification, the origin, as well as the journey from farm to fork. So this is the vision behind smart halal packaging. The concept actually extends beyond technology. It represents trust and transparency to ensure that every stage of the supply chain preserves halal integrity itself. However, we must know that innovation must also uphold our responsibility to the environment. So through recycled packaging, we move towards sustainable and reusable materials that align with our role as caretakers of the earth. Jadi, with innovation in quality assurance, we aim to merge halal compliance, product safety, and environmental sustainability into one cohesive system. So altogether, these three elements, smart halal packaging, recycling packaging, and innovation in quality assurance, lead us to one key question that we would like to answer today. How can we innovate packaging in a way that supports halal integrity and environmental sustainability while enhancing traceability and consumer trust? So that is the essence of my presentation today. So the title is Smart Halal Packaging and Recycling Packaging Innovation in Halal Assurance. So as previously mentioned, my name is Dr. Siti Nuridayu Hajimat Hussein from Faculty of Halal Science and Sustainable Tourism. And it is my honor to share with you how these innovations can redefine the future of halal packaging itself. So for my session today, I will cover it following this overview. First, on the importance of packaging. Then we'll move towards the Halalan Thayyiban packaging framework. After that, we'll start to talk about smart packaging and recycled packaging in details, and we will consolidate everything in the key takeaways. Thank you. Let us first talk about the importance of packaging. Okay, when we first talk about the importance of packaging, we have to see or we have to focus on the function itself. So in terms of the function, I have actually listed 5 functions of packaging here. The first one is for protection and preservation. So for packaging, it serves as the first line of defense. Okay, it protects our products from physical damage, contamination, and spoilage. So this ensures that when any products reach consumers, it is at the best possible condition. Second is ensuring safety and quality. So this is in relation to safeguarding product integrity. So through features such as expiry date that we can see in any packaging, halal logo for some, and then tamper-proof seals as well. Packaging assures consumers that what they purchase is safe, authentic, and also halal compliant if it's applicable. The third function or the third importance is in terms of providing additional information. So when we look at any packaging, no matter food or non-food products, we wanted to see the essential details. So packaging communicates these essential details from ingredients and the instructions, how to use it, also the halal and safety certification, such as a halal logo, GMP, GHP, or HACCP. So these help consumers make informed and confident choices. Number 4 is attracting customers. Okay, so beyond functionality, when we wanted to buy any products, so some of us are actually attracted to the design of the packaging itself. So beyond functionality of packaging, design also plays a powerful role. So attractive packaging and clear branding can capture the attention of the consumers, influencing their purchasing decision. And then lastly, convenient and eco-friendly. So nowadays, we have to always integrate sustainability in our practice, in our daily life as well. So good packaging supports convenience and sustainability. It is easy to carry, it is easy to store, and ideally designed for reuse or recycling so that we can reduce environmental impact while also maintaining the product value itself. So when we look at these 5 functions together, it becomes clear that packaging is actually more than just a container. It reflects the value behind the product itself. Okay. So in the context of Halalan Thayyiban, packaging carries actually an even greater responsibilities. Because if we look at the definition of Halalan Thayyiban itself, it is permissible with wholesome and completeness. Okay, so what it meant is it must not only protect and preserve, but also ensure that every material, process, and design element complies with halal principles and upholds the Thayyiban framework, meaning wholesome, safe, and beneficial. So viewing packaging through the Halalan Thayyiban packaging framework allows us to see how technology, sustainability, and ethics can work together, ensuring that whatever that reaches the consumer at the end is not only halal in label, but both halal and also tayyib in every sense. So guided by this perspective, I had analyzed and focused on 4 key components for the framework, which I have put in 4 quadrants here: Thayyiban, ethics, sustainability, as well as Al-Quran and Sunnah. So let's have a look at the first quadrant, which is Thayyiban. So Thayyiban emphasizes wholesomeness. What is meant here, packaging must be safe, clean, non-toxic, and also maintaining product quality. And then the second quadrant on the right side, or top right side, in terms of ethics. When we wanted to talk about ethics in packaging, we have to highlight honesty as well as responsibility. So every packaging, the labeling ataupun the sourcing itself, they must be honest as well as fair sourcing. There shouldn't be any misleading claims in the packaging itself. Then we look at the sustainability quadrant. Sustainability here reflects our duty as caretakers of the earth. So it is our role to select eco-friendly packaging so that we can prevent waste and fulfills our responsibility to protect the environment. And lastly, the last quadrant, which is based on Al-Quran and Sunnah. So it provides the foundation that unites all these 3, Thayyiban, ethics, and sustainability principles, ensuring that innovation in packaging remains aligned with spiritual, moral, and environmental values. So together, these 4 components form a holistic approach, making halal packaging not only safe and innovative, but also ethical, sustainable, and rooted in divine guidance. So I have been talking about generally on packaging itself. Now we move on to smart packaging. So what is smart packaging itself? Smart or intelligent packaging is a type of packaging that can sense, changes inside or outside the product and share information about the condition itself. It can switch functions on or off depending on temperature, freshness, or other factors, and may alert customers about product quality, safety, as well as tampering. It can also help with identity, authenticity, and traceability during transport and storage itself. So when we talk about smart packaging, we are just integrating technology inside the packaging itself so that whatever happening inside the packaging itu, the outside can be reflected. Okay. So what is the main difference between smart packaging and traditional packaging then? So between these two, the key safety objective for traditional packaging materials, which comes in contact with food, is to be inert as possible, as in it does not or it cannot react with anything inside the product. But in contrast, smart packaging, no matter whether it is active or intelligent, it interacts with the food and the environment inside it to give extra protection as well as maintaining the quality itself. So I have made a table here to differentiate between regular packaging as well as smart packaging itself. So in terms of function, regular packaging, the main function is to protect the product from physical damage, contamination, and tampering. Meanwhile, smart packaging, it provides more protection by adding monitoring, sensing, or interactive features. So you could actually see whether the product is spoiled or it's still good before you eat it. And then in terms of features, for regular packaging, it provides basic information, which includes the label, the product name, the product ingredients, the expiry date, as well as the instruction how to use it. For smart packaging, in addition to this basic information, it also includes intelligent features. So you could see any sensors, indicators, RFID tags, or QR codes for traceability being embedded on the label itself. And then in terms of cost, for regular packaging, the cost is lower or cheaper, and they are widely available since it does not need a lot of materials to make them. Alternatively, for smart packaging, it does contribute to higher costs. However, This higher cost adds value through safety, quality, and consumer engagement. So example of products that are utilizing regular packaging. So I give here some examples such as mangoes or apples packed or wrapped in plastic bags that we can find in any supermarket. While smart packaging, to keep the examples aligned, I also put some premium, I also put the example as fruits. Okay, so for example, some premium fruits such as those imported strawberries or blueberries at Jaya Grocer or Aeon. So these examples are actually coming from our neighboring neighboring countries, which is Malaysia, where Jaya Grocer or Aeon is one of the premium supermarket. So they use freshness indicator stickers or breathable films to slow the ripening of the fruits so that the shelf life can be prolonged and they can be sold for a little bit longer. Okay. So there are two types of smart packaging. Okay, the first one is active packaging and the second one is intelligent packaging. What is the main difference between the two? For active packaging, it enhances the preservation of food in the package and prolonging shelf life involving application of various strategies. What it meant here is that active packaging, when we add it into the packaging itself, it helps to preserve, okay, whether it kills the microbes inside the packaging, whether it slows down the spoilage, etc. So they react with the products inside it. Meanwhile, for intelligent packaging, it provides the user with information on the conditions of the food or its environment, for example, temperature as well as pH. So this is actually in combination with active packaging. So for example, if the, let's say fruits, it's already spoiled. Kira anulah, kalau spoiled lah. Okay, the fruits is already ripened, so it no longer good for consumption. So for intelligent packaging, it will show you based on the color changes. Contoh, for example here, check the checkpoint. So if there's changes in color, it tells you whether you can consume it, whether if it's orange or red, do not consume. If it's still green, then they are still fresh. So yeah, it is based on temperature as well as pH changes. So examples of smart packaging for each of them, there are many. So I'm just listing some of them saja. So for active packaging, these include the cooling, heating, oxygen scavengers, antimicrobial, moisture absorbing, and spoilage retarder. For intelligent, these includes time temperature indicators, leakage sensors, allergen sensors, microbial growth sensors, physical shock indicators, and contaminant sensors. So these are just some of the examples of them. Okay, now let's take a look at the evolution or how food packaging has evolved over time, particularly how it transformed into what we now call smart packaging. Let's first start with 2008. So in 2008, the evolution of food and beverage packaging in the United States have become a significant turning point. Okay? Packaging at that time was no longer seen as just a protective layer, but it is as an essential part of the product's economic value. So historical milestones during this period focus on improving shelf life, reducing waste, and enhancing visual appeal, laying the groundwork for future innovation. So sometime in 2008, no, actually everyone is fine with whatever packaging that we have at that time. So by 2011, we began to see the integration of chemical sensors and biosensors into food packaging materials. So this actually was a major leap forward, marking the shift from traditional or conventional to intelligent packaging systems that could monitor freshness, detect spoilage, and even respond to changes in the product's condition. And then in 2015, innovation is accelerated as consumers' preferences began to change So people are demanding safer, higher quality, and more sustainable food products. So this actually encourage researchers and industries to develop smarter packaging that could not only preserve food quality, but also communicate information about it in real life. Lastly, in 2020, okay, which is 5 years ago, smart packaging has become part of the larger system of the packaging industry. So they have integrated smart packaging across the entire food supply chain, from production to consumption. And we also have the emerging technologies such as Internet of Things, nanotechnology, and data analytics to enable packaging to play an active role in ensuring for better food quality, safety, and sustainability. So nowadays we are evolving with technology as well. So that's why smart packaging continues to evolve, reflecting not just technological progress, but also the growing in terms of the awareness of consumers for their health, for safety, as well as environmental responsibility itself. So despite the significant advancements from 2008 until 2020 plus, so many studies on food packaging still focus on either smart or active packaging individually, okay, rather than integrating both in a single system. So current research often investigates one element at a time because research is quite expensive as well. So they focus one element at a time to evaluate the specific effects. For example, only freshness indicators in smart packaging or only antimicrobial films in active packaging before attempting a more complex combined application itself. But I'm not saying that there are no research that has been done. Okay, so to illustrate the potential of combining active and intelligent packaging, we can look at this case study, which is a study made by Yolanda in 2020, where they explored a single packaging system designed to improve and maintain the quality of fish. But the difference in this system is they combine both smart and active, both active and intelligent intelligent smart packaging system in one packaging system in improving and maintaining the quality of fish. Okay, so in this case, the scope is focusing on fish. So in their study, fresh albacore tuna were sourced from a fish auction in Maros Regency and immediately stored in a cool box with ice at 1:3 ratio. So they are transported on ice to the lab, and each of these tuna fillet was carefully prepared and placed on a styrofoam tray. Okay, so this is the design. Okay, and this is another part. Okay, the design. So each fillet were stored in a styrofoam tray lined with an active paper. Okay, the active paper, and then covered with LDPE plastic wrap carrying a smart indicator label. So the smart indicator is on top of it, while the active paper is below it. So the samples were stored at room temperature for 12 hours to evaluate the combined effects of smart and active packaging. So this case study clearly demonstrates how integrating both technology can monitor freshness while enhancing food quality, providing a practical example of moving forward beyond single function packaging. So from the study made by Yolanda, it produced two key findings. First of all, the smart indicator label, okay, the smart indicator label, this part, okay, actively monitored changes in fish quality. So the degrees of hue value increase during storage, with the label color shifting from deep red to yellow. Okay, what happened was this color change reflected an increase of total volatile nitrogen bases, or TVBN, which is caused by enzymatic and microbial breakdown of fish nutrients. So due to this breakdown, it raised the pH in the packaging system. So that's why the color changed. So basically the smart indicator is like a pH system. Okay, so if the pH increases, it change color. If the pH decreases, it also change color. Okay, and then for the second part, which is the active paper, okay, the active paper is part of the active packaging system. The active paper contains garlic extract. Okay, garlic has been known to have an antimicrobial properties. So in this study, what it shows is that the active paper containing garlic extract help slow down spoilage. And at 15%, at 15% concentration of garlic extract was the most effective in minimizing quality degradation, followed by 10%, 5%, and 0%. So basically, the higher the percentage of the garlic extract, the better the antimicrobial properties it produce. So this was confirmed by lower spoilage indicators and microbial count maintained below the acceptable limit of 5 times 10 to the power 5 colony forming unit per gram. Okay. Overall, the previous case study demonstrates how combining smart and active packaging can both monitor and preserve food quality, providing a practical example where we can actually integrate both active as well as intelligent packaging in one go. Okay, so the findings from this case study are closely related to principles of halalan thayyiban. Firstly, the smart indicator label as well as the active packaging directly supports food safety and quality assurance, where the active packaging, the antimicrobial films, prevents spoilage, microbial growth, or contamination. And as for the intelligent packaging, which is the freshness indicator, they alert consumers and suppliers if the product has degraded or experienced unsafe condition. So when we combine this technology, they can help maintain taib by ensuring that the food is safe, wholesome, and also in good quality. Secondly, the use of specific active ingredients, for example, in this case, garlic extract, they reflect ingredient as well as process verification, ensuring that the materials used are safe, effective, and compliant with halal standards. Because garlic is primarily a halal material. So in this case, smart packaging can trace supply chain conditions such as temperature, handling, or cross-contamination risk. So with RFID or digital monitoring, they ensures that the products are properly stored and transported according to halal requirements by avoiding contamination with haram substance. And finally, the integration of both a packaging system enhances consumer confidence as well as transparency, where the intelligent indicators, they can show that the product meets halal and type standards in real time. So you can actually see from the packaging whether the product is still good enough to be consumed or to be bought. Okay, so this reinforce trust in the product itself. For example, a temperature, a TTI, and seal integrity sensor could assure consumers that canned tuna was not exposed to unsafe temperatures or cross-contaminated during distribution. So these are another example. So together, these elements demonstrate how smart packaging innovations can be aligned with the ethical, safety, and religious values embedded in the Halalan Tayyiban framework. So with this case study, I could say that there's still gaps at the moment, okay, because current research, okay, the existing smart packaging studies focus on fresh or perishable products only. Okay, most of them focus on fresh or perishable products only, such as fruits, vegetables, meat, and seafood, because the primary goal is to monitor freshness and safety of products, as well as on halal certification process throughout the supply chain. And in terms of this research, common technologies include time temperature integrators, or in short TTI, RFID tracking, and gas or freshness indicators. And these approaches allow both manufacturers and consumers to evaluate product quality in time. However, research on smart packaging for processed or canned food, they remains very limited. Because when we talk about processed or canned food, usually these products are already shelf stable. due to high temperature thermal or retort sterilization. So packaging innovation itself is often less prioritized in the case of processed or canned food. However, we could say that as consumer, we typically judge quality by external signs, such as if we see any dents or bulges or rust on the canned food or products, some consumer will not want to buy it, assuming that safety or the taste of the product is compromised, even when in actuality, the food inside is still safe for consumption. So, nevertheless, manufacturers also see little economic incentive to invest in complex smart packaging for products that are already considered secure. So as a result, this is a clear research gap in solutions that can reveal the actual condition of canned or processed food, especially when external damage occurs, since most systems focus on logistics side. So if anyone wanted to venture into smart packaging system, perhaps they could think of how we can provide solution for processed or canned food at the moment, and whether it is feasible as well as needed as well. Okay. Okay, we have been talking about food products. Although smart and active packaging has shown great potential in ensuring food safety, quality, and consumer trust, these same principle can actually also be applied to pharmaceuticals and the healthcare sector, okay, in terms of the products. So in these sectors, packaging not only protects the product, but also ensures the drug integrity, accurate dosing, traceability, and compliance with halal and safety standards. So this creates an opportunity to extend smart packaging innovations from food to medicines, medical device, and other health-related products. And actually, there has been some that is available, for example, of active packaging. For example, oxygen scavengers in drug blister packs, moisture-absorbing sachets for biologics, and antimicrobial films for medical devices. So example, the common one is temperature-sensitive vaccines, where the active packaging is utilized here. So some vaccines, they are packaged with TTI sachet that absorb heat and exchange color if exposed to unsafe temperatures during transportation. So this ensures that the vaccine remain effective when they reach the site of when it reached the hospital or the clinic. And then as for the intelligent side, okay, for intelligent packaging, commonly we use RFID tags for supply chain tracking. In terms of research, we also have RFID to ensure that for example, in the laboratory, if we wanted to use an equipment with a specific reagent, so these reagents will be tagged with RFID and they have to be scanned and match with the equipment system. So that is one of the way. And then digital indicators showing storage conditions, temporal evidence seals with sensors. Okay, so examples of intelligent packaging, we can see it from the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine distribution. So in this case, where RFID tags combined with digital temperature logging is used to monitor cold chain integrity from manufacturer to vaccination sites, ensuring safety as well as efficacy itself. Thank you. And then another important application of active packaging in the health sector is in the storage and transport of blood as well as blood products. Okay, the use of temperature indicator, as shown in figure 1, okay, allows us to determine whether the appropriate temperature has been maintained, which is critical for safe blood transfusion. Because actually throughout the blood supply chain, human error can occur. Okay, no matter where, no matter the sectors, okay, the human error can still occur. So in the case of blood supply chain, irreversible temperature indicators help to identify if the blood has ever exceeded safe temperature limits, ensuring that compromised products are not used. Okay, so these indicators are invaluable because they reduce costs associated with loss or wasted blood products while also protecting human lives. So why is maintaining correct temperature for blood transfusion or blood usage is very important or essential? Because too low temperature can damage red blood cells. Meanwhile, too high temperature can allow bacterial growth. So through these indicators although they are costly, their value by far outweigh the potential risk because they protect both blood products as well as the patients itself. All right. Now, just as smart and active packaging plays a critical role in the food and healthcare sector, similar innovations are also increasingly being applied in the cosmetics and skincare industry. Where similarly, we wanted to ensure that the product is safe, and then in terms of efficacy is very good, as well as increasing consumer trust. So active packaging, such as oxygen or moisture scavengers. They are used in creams or serums, and UV blocking layers are also used to prevent product degradation, and also have antimicrobial films for applicators. So examples of products that are using active packaging, we can see it in products such as L'Oreal Revitalift creams, which use oxygen scavenger sachet inside its jars to prevent oxidation of active ingredients. So these extend the shelf life and maintaining product safety as well as product effectiveness. And then intelligent packaging, where they're using tamper-evident caps or seals, which you could actually see in some of the Korean products. And then we also see QR codes linking to ingredient and batch verification, and then indicators showing exposure to heat or light. Okay, so one of the example is Shiseido skincare products, which incorporate QR codes and tamper-evident intelligent caps to authenticate products and ensure consumers can verify batch expiration as well as halal compliant information. Okay. So focusing on the cosmetic and skincare industry, let's have a look at recent case study by Grabska-Zielinska in 2024 on the use of active polymer films with olive leaf extracts, highlighting the applications in food packaging, biomedical, as well as cosmetics. So olive leaf extract, they have a lot of benefits, including antioxidant, antimicrobial, natural and safe, biodegradable, as well as health benefits. So studies have showed that products enriched with olive leaf extract, no matter what it is, for example, day creams, anti-aging creams, shampoos, they are maintaining stable physical chemical properties over time with only a slight reduction in the viscosity. For day creams at higher concentration. So stability tests also confirm a homogeneous appearance and sustained effectiveness during 1 year of storage at room temperature. So this extends the shelf life as well as the physical chemical properties of the cosmetic itself, as in that it does not break down anytime. Okay, so in anti-aging creams, 2 months of application led to measurable improvement. For example, reduced transepidermal water loss, increased skin hydration, reducing wrinkles, as well as enhancing the skin texture. And then we also have another study that reported the encapsulation of olive leaf extract in biodegradable polylactic acid nanoparticles and incorporated them into a cosmetic cream. So the resulting formulation demonstrated improved stability, particularly in terms of viscosity, pH, organoleptic properties, emulsion phases, as well as the texture itself. So both of these findings, demonstrate how active compounds such as olive leaf extract when integrated into a polymer-based packaging or formulation, can enhance product stability, their effectiveness, and shelf life. So this illustrates the potential of active packaging in cosmetics that align with both consumer safety and also quality standards. So from the beginning until now, we have just seen how smart packaging uses technology to improve efficiency as well as safety in terms of the products. But innovation alone itself is not enough. We also need to consider how our packaging choices affect the environment. Okay, this brings us to the idea of sustainable practices, okay, where the focus is on reducing waste as well as conserving resources. Okay? We wanted to reduce waste and conserve our resources. So one key approach under this concept is recycled packaging, which gives materials a second life as well as helps closing the loop in the production process. So here I put that smart packaging improves safety and traceability. And then when we added sustainability, we are ensuring environmental responsibility, and then added with recycled packaging, now we are reducing waste and supporting circular economy. When we talk about waste, okay, waste is an inevitable result of human activity and will continue to grow with increasing consumerism. So as new materials emerge, waste becomes more diverse. So we have plastic, we have electronic, we have hazardous, we have a lot of different types of waste. So different types of waste requires different and often more specialized processing and handling methods. So what actually is recycled packaging and why do we need recycled packaging in this era? Okay, what is recycled packaging? It is a packaging made from biodegradable, compostable, or reusable material. And then why do we need it? Because we wanted to reduce waste, protect the environment, and support a circular economy. From halal perspective, this aligns with no wastefulness as well as protection of life or creation. There are a lot of types of recycled packaging. I'm only listing some of the common types. We have paper and cardboard. For example, boxes, cartons, and paper bags that are made from post-consumer recycled bags. For example, cereal boxes, shipping boxes, which people have been using or recycling it for another usage. And then plastics, okay, for example, bottles, food trays, and containers that are made from recycled plastic like PET water bottles, which we can turn into another new bottles when being recycled. Okay, for example, here we have the Coca-Cola 100% RPT bottles. And then glass, comprising glass jars and bottles, which can be endlessly recycled without losing its quality unless the glass jar is broken. And then metals in terms of aluminum or tin, such as beverages cans and food tins made from recycled aluminum. So this is actually very common and also energy saving purpose as well. Yeah. When we talk about recycled packaging, most of us immediately think of eco-friendly bottles, boxes, or biodegradable containers, such as the common types that I have mentioned earlier. But actually, we have to think, okay, where does those recycled materials coming from? Okay, so to answer that, I'm bringing my audience to take a look at one of the most inspiring examples in Southeast Asia, which is the Bantar Gebang waste bank in Indonesia, or we call it Bantar Gebang scavengers. All right. So Bantar Gebang is one of the largest landfill sites in the region, where millions of tons of waste end up there every year. So it is a very big landfill. But instead of letting that waste pile up endlessly, the local community decided to take matters into their own hand. So they created what they call as waste bank, or in Indonesian language, bank sampah. So the idea is very simple, okay, where the residents will collect and then they will sort their household waste and then deposit it at the waste bank. In return, these residents will receive money or savings depending on the type and quality of waste they bring in. So this waste bank program promotes the well-known 3R principle: reduce, reuse, as well as recycle. Okay, but beyond that, okay, beyond the environmental message in terms of you have to recycle your products, you have to reuse your products, okay, you have to reduce the usage of products, it is actually a form of economic empowerment. So the people there, they are encouraged to see waste not as rubbish, but as valuable resources. Because compared to other places, some of them are of the low community, so they need another income. Okay, so through this system, even children themselves can participate. So by collecting recyclables as well as earning small amounts to help pay for their school supplies such as books or uniforms. So this not only teaches environmental responsibility at a young age, but also supports education itself. So if we wanted to look at this system in number or in statistics, okay, so for example here, residents bring in sorted materials such as plastic, metals, and organic waste. So for plastic, it's worth around 1,000 rupiah per kilogram. But if it's washed and dried, the value increases to 2,100 to 2,200 rupiah per kilogram. As for iron and aluminium, they are even more valuable, selling at 4,000 to 5,000 rupiah per kilogram. And then they are being resold to factories at around 6,500 to 7,000 rupees per kilogram. Meanwhile, organic waste is processed into compost fertilizers, which supports urban farming as well as community garden. On average, those scavengers or waste collector can earn around 100,000 to 200,000 rupees per day, which is a stable and meaningful income for many families in the area. So the impact of this is very remarkable, both socially and environmentally, because firstly, it provides daily income, okay, and also job opportunities for hundreds of families in Indonesia. It turns waste collection into a respectable livelihood. Okay. And then second, it helps to reduce the volume of waste that are sent to the landfill, lowering methane emissions as well as pollution. And most importantly, it builds a culture of shared responsibility. So this part is when we look at it philosophically, okay, where every member of the community contributes to sustainability, not just industries or governments. Now, how does this connect to recycle packaging? Well, the materials collected from Bantar Gebang, they don't just disappear. Okay? Many of them enter the recycled packaging supply chain. So the plastics, metals, they are being processed and reused by factories to make new bottles, cans, containers, and reducing the demand for virgin materials. So in other words, what begins as household waste from a small community can end up as the eco-friendly packaging we see on the supermarket shelves today. So this is actually a perfect example of how recycling system on the ground support sustainable production and packaging at a larger scale. So from the story of Bantar Gebang, it teaches us that sustainability is not only about technology or corporate initiatives. Okay? Even from grassroots participation, such as the communities, they can take ownership of their environment and economy itself. Of course, with support from the government. So recycled packaging then is more than a product choice. It's the results of collective effort from waste pickers to manufacturers to consumers. So of course, when we see a recycled bottle or compostable package, we have to remember behind that simple product lies a chain of people, innovation, and care for the planet. Okay? So recycled packaging is not just for good business, it is goodness of the humanity. But of course, when it comes to recycled packaging, we have challenges as well. Okay, I'm not denying that. The main challenge with recycled packaging is the risk of contamination from previous contact with non-halal or harmful substances. So when we wanted to align recycled materials with halalan tayyiban, several frameworks or several safeguards ataupun several measures or several measures are needed. Firstly, in terms of source control. Okay, so the recycled materials should only come from known and segregated sources. Ideally, food grade stream only. So, for example, a closed loop recycling. So those who are using food grade PET bottles will be recycled back into food grade PET. And then we also need to avoid mixed municipal waste where contamination risk is high. Secondly, cleaning and purification. So recycled materials must undergo intensive cleaning, decontamination, and sterilization to remove the residues. Yeah. For plastics, these may include high temperature washing, chemical treatment, or super clean processes approved for food contact. The third mitigation is to use a food grade certification, where we only use recycled materials that meet food contact safety standards, for example, the FDA or the ISO. So certification ensures they are chemically safe and inert, which is part of type as well. Okay. So that is one of three of the common mitigations ways we can protect the halal and tayyiban perspective. So the key takeaways from the whole session that I have shared this morning is that when we wanted to integrate smart and recycled packaging, we have to remember these 2 points. Okay, smart packaging strengthens quality assurance and halal and tayyiban compliance through real-time monitoring. Meanwhile, recycled packaging, they support environmental stewardship, but requires strict safeguards to remain halal and tayyib. From Islamic perspective, packaging innovation is not only a technological need, but also an amanah. So in this case, it is also our responsibility to protect health, resources, as well as the environment. Overall, innovation in packaging is both a scientific challenge and a spiritual responsibility where we are ensuring products are halal, safe, and sustainable for future generation. So that sums up my presentation for this morning. I hope the message is clear. Thank you very much for your thank you.
Questions? No questions? If there's no question, then we will end our program. Thank you very much, Dr. Idayu, for today's very informative sharing session. Let's end our program with the recitation of Surah Al-As and this. Wait. Questions from the chat box.
Okay, so I've seen one question. Thank you, Professor Fanning. So the question is, may I know about current smart packaging process in Brunei, and if there are any possibility for UNISA to conduct a research about it? Okay, I will answer the first question. In terms of the current smart packaging process in Brunei, as far as what I have researched on, we are still in the research and development stage, okay, where the university that have venture into smart packaging research are actually from UTB. Okay, they have conducted active packaging research as their starting point, and then after that they move on to integrate both active as well as intelligent packaging. But in this case, they are only focusing on one specific product. If I'm not mistaken, it was also a fruits product, but I don't remember what is the food product itself. But in terms of making it as a commercialization, in terms of moving forward to commercialization as well as using it in the Brunei setting, it is not yet being done. Okay, so still at the R&D phase. So in the second question, if there are any possibility for UNISA to conduct a research about it, inshallah, there are always possibility for UNISA to conduct research in terms of integrating smart packaging. But in the case that perhaps we can work together with Faculty of Integrated Technology, and basically what I'm saying is that it is an interdisciplinary research committee where everyone needs to contribute so that we can ensure that the smart packaging side can comes from Faculty of Halal Science, while the intelligent packaging side can be done with the help of experts from the IT side. Okay, and then we can also integrate other experts as well to assist us. So yes, there is a possibility for UNISA to conduct a research about it.
Any other question? Let's end our program with the recitation of Surah Wa'az and Tasbih Kafara. Thank you. Until we meet again. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.